as Hardaway goes inside. This is Irving against Maxey. He'll launch. My goodness. Mavericks taking all they can from Philly. Doncic, he buries it.
Doncic, Irving, too much for the Sixers last night. The association rolls on. Kyrie and Luka are good. Eastern Europeans, in my experience, love conspiracy theories. Eastern Europeans love conspiracy theories. Kyrie and Luka are meant to be together. Dallas holds off Philly after going up big and then giving up the lead. I don't think they ever gave up the lead, but they almost did. And then they come back and win because they have like 2 of the 5 best players in the world, which is how you win championships. Yeah, this is interesting to see. Daily Sports Podcast, News, Narrative, Stakes, Gambling. This is Friday, and there's no football, but we are going to find things to bet on and watch irregardless. Yesterday, Patrick Kane made his debut in the show, as they say. Jerry Jones was in the news. But the real story here yesterday, the NFL Combine, Nolan Smith, the linebacker. I have said forever that I thought that Nolan Smith was the best player on the Georgia defense over the last 2 years, and people think I have a hot take, and that's maybe a hot take, but he is a linebacker, defensive end linebacker guy. He ran a 4.39. That would make him the fastest receiver on most teams. See, like right there, it says 4.44. Yeah, well, they went back and checked the laser, blah, 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 and said it was a 4.39. Crazy. He got hurt for half the season this year. I mean, this Georgia defense in 2021 was absolutely bananas. Everybody is waiting on Bryce Young to weigh in, though. Shouts to Nolan Smith. Good for you. He's had months to train for the Combine and not train for football. It's one of the reasons that the Combine is stupid, is that they don't try to get better at football. They try to get better at the Combine, which is objectively, again, stupid. Still. Whatever. We're hearing rumors from Bleacher Report. Look at this notification. This is what I'll share. Somebody took a screenshot of their notification. That the Giants want to keep Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, but Daniel Jones wants more than $45 million a year, which would make him the fourth highest paid quarterback in the NFL behind Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. So I don't think so. And then publicly yesterday, the GM of the Giants was like, basically, he didn't say this, but what he was saying was, yeah, we want Daniel Jones, but then he's like, well, do you want Saquon? And then the guy, the GM, I forget the guy's name, he was like, yeah, but, you know, there's only so much money. Essentially saying that if Daniel takes less, we can have Saquon. If he doesn't, we won't. A lot of fun stuff happening at the Combine. In the association, Kevin Durant has debuted in the last couple days for your Phoenix Suns and mine. Kyrie Irving in Dallas looks good, but KD in Phoenix looks good too. If he stays healthy, I like the Suns to win the championship this year. Luka's just too fat. That's my honest take, man. He's going to run out of gas. I literally think that. We know that Kevin Durant can make it through a playoff run. Luka is just a little, and I believe me, as a fat man, am I a world-class athlete? No. Do I know what it's like to just be like, God, I just need a week to just sit? Yeah, I do. I know exactly what that's like. Leo Messi, the greatest athlete, team sport athlete of all time, soccer star. So this is the headline. Leo Messi threatened after family store in Argentina was attacked by a gunman. Allegedly, the gunman knew that it was a store and held it up. Police say 2 men on a motorcycle fired at least a dozen shots into a Unico branch in the early hours. I guess it would be Unico. I don't know. It's a supermarket that he owns. He's like a bajillionaire. He's going to be in this country like Michael Jordan is an owner. Tiger Woods has made so much money. We can't fathom how much money Messi and Ronaldo have made. First of all, they are from Portugal and Argentina, respectively. Secondly, they essentially have been in trouble for evading taxes in like 20 countries. And third, a lot of this shit can just be off the books. So I'm sure that they're both worth multiple billions. So yeah, he's probably the most famous and powerful Argentinian ever. Totally possible. Absolutely possible. So his store was held up yesterday, and they did it on purpose, I guess. I think that's a safe bet, but who knows? These people, they do crazy shit, man. Yeah. So, got some controversy in the law for the NFL. Alvin Kamara pleaded Not guilty to beating the shit out of somebody in Vegas that sent the guy to the hospital. We thought he would be suspended last year. Now it's going to trial. We will do more on Ja Morant's weird off-the-court bullshit. Ja Morant has been being accused of beating up a 17-year-old kid and then flashing a gun at him at a mall in Memphis. Jerry Jones had a lawsuit where he forcibly kissed a woman that was thrown out, but it has recently been reinstated by a judge. That is one of those accusations where you're like, that sounds exactly like what happened. Of course, we believe accusers on this show. We only note the times that it has been bullshit, like after that running back from California and Patrick Kane and some other people. Rashad Bateman is one of the Ravens to shit on the franchise after the report cards came out. Apparently, the Ravens training staff is garbage. So remember we talked about the report card yesterday? Yesterday, a bunch of players were just openly discussing some of the bullshit they've had to deal with, and it is hilarious. The biggest actual story is that the Ravens hate their training staff. And this is Rashad Bateman, an active player on the team and a former first-round draft pick. So he's responding to a tweet from Eric. He's responding to a tweet that is quoting the GM. And the tweet, I don't have the full GM quote. There have been some guys that have been successful players that were draft picks that we've never really hit on that. The Ravens are one of these franchises that just can't get receiver right. Some franchises are good at some positions and others are bad at other positions. For example, the Eagles, Patriots, and Ravens are notably garbage at drafting receivers. The Lions and Niners are elite at drafting wide receivers. Conversely, the Eagles and Packers are sick at drafting linemen. Ravens can't. Rashad Bateman's response, quote, "How about you play to your players' strengths and stop pointing the finger at us." And number 8, that's Lamar Jackson. "Blame the one you let do this. We take heat 24/7 and keep us healthy. Care about us and see what happened. Ain't no promises, though. Tired of y'all lying and capping on players for no reason." They want their fucking their trainer guys fired. They're pissed. The Ravens are. Other fun stories. The Cardinals charged their players for meals during the season. The Bengals shut down their cafeteria in the offseason, even for voluntary shit, allegedly. There were rats in the facility in Jacksonville. There are lines for showers for the Chargers. And Washington, who was the worst by far, they had Fs across the board except for one thing, I think, had players' wives breastfeeding on the floor of bathrooms during games. So this has been great. I've had a great time. I want more of this. Let's just do more anonymous shit. Let's just do more anonymity for NFL players. That is what in all honesty, that's what I want the most. I want more. I just want more of this. You know what I mean? Because this has been one of the greatest content days of my life. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Just thinking about like what I complain at work. I've never had rats at work. But that happens. The funny thing is they're the Jacksonville Jaguars, and everybody had this take, so it's not an original take by me. They just get a cat. Just get a motherfucking cat, bro. Like, get a cat. I don't want to do all the work for you. Let's go to the NHL trade deadline yesterday. Trade deadline is today at 3 p.m., depending on when you're watching this, Friday, March 3rd, and big trades happening throughout the day yesterday. Tyler Bertuzzi, the nephew, Todd Bertuzzi, who was a famous hockey player because he was good. He was also famous because he broke a dude's neck in a very dirty play. You can look it up, or he just grabbed him and tackled him, and it was a whole thing. Tyler Bertuzzi played for the Red Wings for quite a long time. He is, we think, the only player in the NHL that would refuse to get vaccinated. Yeah, he's missing. Like, if you put a hockey player into a 3D printer, this guy would come out. Here, I'll pull him up for you. Tyler, I wasn't going to. I was just going to mention the trade. Here he is. Look at him. There, like, hockey player, that guy. Hey, what do you do for a living? He's traded the Boston Bruins, and I have been critical about the Boston Bruins, who are having an historic season. Like, they're pussies. They're no longer pussies. They are tough. They're badasses. This is exactly the thing that they needed. They're clearly a very good regular season team. I was like, I don't know that they're going to be able to do it in the playoffs. Now I absolutely think that they're going to be able to do it in the playoffs. No doubt about it. No doubt. So I think that, that's kind of an exciting thing for them. Good for them. You know what I mean? Patrick Kane debuted for the New York Rangers. It was a big dud. The Rangers lost 5-3 to the Senators, who also made moves at the deadline. They got Chychrun. I can pronounce the guy's name from Phoenix. They went and drafted him. They traded for him. He had been shut down for a matter of like weeks leading up to the trade deadline. We will keep track on other trades. I think that the Bertuzzi one is the one. Chikrin might get auto to the playoffs. He may not. I don't know. The Penguins are making moves. I don't know. Jonathan Quick reportedly will be on the move today. There are rumors that Zadina, another Red Wing, could be on the move today. The Red Wings, after trading away two of their better players who have been on the team for a long time, went to overtime against a team that was better than them last night. So addition by subtraction for Detroit. We're going to, again, monitoring the NHL trade deadline, monitoring how the 5 or 6 big NBA trades that happened. We're monitoring how they're actually going to work out for these teams. College basketball last night, I was sitting at a bar watching the Detroit Red Wings in overtime and also watching the Michigan Wolverines come back from down like 4 or 5 to go to overtime and then go up 7 in overtime and only to get come back on in overtime and then go to double overtime and then lose at the end. And it was amazing. Hunter Dickerson, as March Madness comes closer, we will talk about how annoying that guy is. But before that, Minnesota, who is a garbage college basketball team, garbage, playing Rutgers last night, who is not a garbage basketball team. And this happened. Look at this.
I'm not talking about Stefan Diggs. 10 points.
Shush. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch the buzzer beater. Here it comes. Here it comes. For the win. Lights on. Bam. I couldn't find the actual highlight. I didn't want to deal with Sports Illustrated. You know how it is when you're trying to watch a highlight and they just won't take you to YouTube because apparently the government doesn't want people searching YouTube. But there it is. For those of you watching, you can watch the show on Spotify.com, which is actually just an app, or you can watch it on YouTube.com. Really, it's whatever you want. College basketball this weekend. Let's take a look at the games. Last weekend, I accurately predicted that it just felt like a good time to watch college basketball. We are in tournament time. So Big South tournament, Missouri Valley tournament, all of these happening today. Games tip at noon Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the University of North Carolina, Asheville, play Charleston Southern. UNC Asheville, look at that. Number 1 seed in their conference. Omaha is a college? Bruh, BYU being the 5 seed in the West Coast tournament, that's fucking rock bottom. They should have stayed in the Mountain West. Now they're going to the Big 12, which will dissolve before then. Then tomorrow, we've got some big conference games ahead of conference tournament time. Alabama's playing Texas A&M. Alabama has the guy, remember, with the gun, that whole thing. Other than that, nothing really big until Saturday. Here's the Saturday slate. Kentucky, Arkansas. Kentucky ranked again. Look at that. They could be feisty. People forget about them. They're better when they suck. You know, they're one of those. So it's conference tournament time, and I like conference tournaments. I think that the idea of a team showing up on a bus and they're all there and they're kind of mingling with other teams and they're in a city. Conference tournaments are so the best part of college basketball is the first 2 days of March Madness when there's just like actually too much action. That is, you cannot replicate that. Then the next best part is like the second or third day of conference tournaments. I love me some conference tournaments. They're so much fun. I don't watch all of them, but I think they're fun. The Big Dog Conference tournaments start the next week. So it's this is the time to start paying attention and pretend like you know some shit when we both know that you don't. And I know that because I don't. None of us know. We all made it up. Pick the teams with the cool names. Pick the teams pick colleges in your bracket that you don't know. That you don't know where they are. I genuinely believe that. Rock bottom last night, or 2 nights ago, rock bottom for the Philadelphia Flyers, who I thought would make the playoffs. Look at all the Rangers fans in the crowd. That's in Philly. Not a hockey town, bad sports town. Not a great look, Philadelphia. Look at all the Rangers fans. It's just so much easier to go down there, and they do this. They did this with the Phillies a couple years ago. Unbelievable. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. They do this, man. Unbelievable. All right. Back and better than ever on Monday.